ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवम् श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगना ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितं च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृन्द हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिधि नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरो दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यईश्वरम्। जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय द्वैत चंद्र जय गौरभक्त वृंदा जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय द्वैत चंद्र जय गौरभक्त वृंदा जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय द्वैत चंद्र जय गौरभक्त वृंदा।
All glories to Lord Chaitanya, all glories to Lord Nityananda, all glories to Advaita Chandra, and all glories to all the devotees of Lord Chaitanya. So we were discussing yesterday about the chapter which talks about Vishwarupa taking sannyas, so the elder brother, and we were hearing that how he would almost know that he is a supreme personality of Godhead. He said that I can understand from the uncommon activities he constantly performs that Lord Krishna enjoys pastimes through the body of this child. So let us continue.
वैष्णवेर संगे कृष्ण कथा कृष्ण भक्ति कृष्ण पूजा रंगे. He constantly associated with the Vaishnavas by discussing topics of Krishna, performing devotional service to Krishna, and engaging in the worship of Krishna. Who was this? Vishwarupa. जगत प्रमुक्त धन पुत्र विद्या रसे वैष्णव देखिले मात्र सवे उपहासे.
The people of the world were mad for enjoying wealth, children, and education. Whenever they saw the Vaishnavas, they would ridicule them. So, this is a description of the time at that time. Reading like this doesn't feel much difference from what we face currently, also. So, Vaishnavas were being ridiculed, and people were too busy in sense gratification.
आर्य तर जपने सब वैष्णव देखिया यति सति तपस्वियो यहे हरिया. They would compose blasphemous rhymes and recite them when they saw a Vaishnava. They challenged, what is the use of being a sannyasi, a chaste wife, or a tapasvi? They must also die. तारे बड़ी सुकृति ये डोला घोड़ा चढ़े दश बीस जन यार आगे पाछे रहे.
We consider someone pious if he can ride on a palanquin or horse surrounded by 10 or 20 people. So that was the definition of the people those days, that only they would give some respect to those people who had lot of material opulence, power, position, prestige.
And they did not value a sannyasi, they did not value a chaste wife, they did not value a tapasvi who was austere in his conduct. एतहि गोसाई भावे करह क्रंदना तबुता दारिद्र्य दुःख नहय खंडना. You all cry for the Lord with love and devotion, yet you remain poverty stricken. So this is what they would say, that you are all out of your affection for the Lord, you are and devotion for the Lord, love and devotion for the Lord, you are all crying, and yet you remain so very poor. Your poverty stricken, daridya. Gana gana hari hari bari chari daka Kruddha haya gosai shu nile bari daka.
You loudly and repeatedly chant the name of Lord Hari, but he becomes angry when anyone loudly chants his name. So this is all their interpretation, and basically they would, I mean, the discriminating factor was that who has more money. So there was not much value given to, studying these scriptures or being a Vaishnava or being chaste or doing renunciation. That and all was not given enough substance. The only thing that mattered was money.
And this misconception.
And the misconception.
That if you chant Lord Hari's name loudly, then Hari will become upset with you. He will become angry with you. Hey mata bole Krishna bhakti shunya jane shuni maha dukha paya bhagavata gane. People who are devoid of devotion for the Supreme Lord would speak to the Vaishnavas in this way, and the devotees felt great sorrow on hearing such things. Kotao na shune keha Krishna kirtana Bhakta dekhe sakala samsara nukshana.
The sound of the chanting of Lord Krishna's name could not be heard anywhere, as everyone in the world continually burned in the fire of material existence. So we can, by reading these verses, we can understand that how much disturbed the devotees of the Lord would be, because seeing all these materialism and people are troubled, people are themselves burning in the fire of material existence, and they were belittling the Supreme Lord and the process of chanting. So the devotees were very disturbed and sad because of this condition.
Dukha bada paya vishwa rupa bhagavana Nashune Vishta Krishna Chandrera Akhyana. The Supreme Lord Sri Vishwarup was most distressed because he did not hear any glorification of his worshipable Lord Sri Krishna. So this made the elder brother of Nimai Pandit very upset very sad because very distressed because he did not hear any glorification of Lord Krishna, who was his most worshipable Lord. And on the other hand, he would hear so much blasphemy. Gita Bhagavata ye janeva padaya Krishna Bhakti Vyakhya Karo Nahase Adhivaya.
Even those who spoke on Bhagavad Gita or Srimad Bhagavatam would never explain anything about devotion to Krishna. So, what can be more unfortunate than this? That though people were referring, some of them were referring to Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, but they would not talk about bhakti to Krishna.
Utarka Gusiya Sava Dhyavaka Mare Bhakti Hena Nama Nahi Janaye Samsare. The teachers wasted their lives in useless arguments. People of the world had not even heard the name Bhakti. So they most likely are reading scriptures, but by all that study of the scriptures, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, other scriptures, but they had not heard the word bhakti. I don't know what they were reading. And this is for the teachers. And if teachers are like this, then what to talk about the students? Advaita Acharya Adi Yata Bhakta Gana Jive Rakumati Dekhi Karaye Krandana.
Thus, the devotees headed by Advaita Acharya simply cried upon seeing the atheistic mentality of the people.
Dukhe Vishwarupa Prabhu Mane Mane Gane Na Dekhi Baloka Mukha Chaliyana Vane. In such distress, Vishwarup considered, I will not look at the faces of these materialistic people, rather, I will go to the forest. Ushakali Vishwarupa Karikanga Snana Advaita Sabhaya Asi Haya Upasthana.
Every morning, Sri Vishwarup would take bath in the Ganges and then go to the gathering at Advait Prabhu's house.
Sarva Shastre Vakhanena Krishna Bhakti Sara Shuniya Advaita Sukhe Karena Hunkara. Vishwarup established devotional service to Krishna as the essence of all scriptures. On hearing his explanation, Advaita Prabhu roared with happiness. Pujachari Vishwarupe Dhari Kari Kole Anande Vaishnava Sava Hari Hari Bole.
Advaita left his deity worship. So, see, deity worship is so important and significant. And yet, when he heard from Vishwarup directly about the glories of devotional service, so he left that deity worship to embrace Vishwarup, and all the Vaishnavas happily chanted Hari Hari Hari. Because with all these deity worship and everything, essentially we are doing the bhakti. And if the bhakti itself is missing, then what is the point?
Krishna Nande Bhakta Ganya Kare Simhanada Kare Chitte Aranahi Suraye Vishada. Then, in the ecstasy of Krishna consciousness, all the devotees roared loudly like lions, and lamentation no longer remained in their hearts. So, Vishwarup had come, he showed that how the essence of all the scriptures is devotional service. This gave great joy to Advaita Acharya and all the assembled Vaishnavas. Advaita Acharya got up and embraced Vishwarup, and all the devotees loudly became very happy. And Simhana, they were all roaring like lions, and there was no sadness in their heart. Vishwarupa chari keha nahi aya gare Vishwarupa na asina apana mandire.
The devotees had no desire to leave Vishwarupa's association to go home, nor did Vishwarup had any desire to leave them.
Randhan kariya shachi bole Vishwambhare Tomara agraj jiya anaha satvare. After completing her cooking, Mother Shachi told Vishwambar, "Go quickly and bring your elder brother." मायर आगिशे प्रभु अद्वैत सभाया आसीन अग्रजे चलाया.
On the order of his mother, the Lord came to Advaita Acharya's house to call his elder brother home.
आसिया देखे न प्रभु वैष्णव मंडला अन्यो अन्य करे Krishna kadana mangala. When the Lord arrived there, Nimai Pandit arrived there, he saw all the Vaishnavas engaged in discussing topics of Lord Krishna. Apana prastava suni Shri Gaura Sundara Savare Karena Shobha Drishti Manohara.
Hearing his glorification, because it was his glorification which was going on. The assembly was of Vaishnavas and they were all glorifying the Supreme Lord. So hearing his glorification, Shri Gaura Sundar glanced mercifully on them.
Prati Ange Nirupama Lavanye Rasima Koti Chandra Nahe Eka Nakera Upama. Each of the Lord's limbs surpass the topmost limits of beauty. So you're talking about every limb of the Lord's form, transcendental form, it surpassed the most of the most of the most of the most beautiful object in this universe. The beauty of Lord's limbs surpassed that. Even millions of moons could not be compared with one of his toenails. So tomorrow we are participating in Purnima Jamming. So we have one moon that will climb up on the horizon and they'll see a small moon there. And we say moon so beautiful. And here we're talking about millions of moons. And the beauty of millions of moons cannot be compared with one of his toenails. And he has 10 of them. Digambara sarva anga dhunaya dhusara Asiya graja prati karena uttara.
Standing naked, Digambar, standing naked with his body covered with dust, Sarva Anga Dhulaya, Dhusar. Vishwambhar smiled and spoke to his elder brother. So imagine a person who is covered in dust and who has no cloth on his body, and he is looking so beautiful. You know, like millions and trillions of moon are nothing in front of him. And he, so that way we can also understand that the clothes, the ornaments, the flowers, actually their beauty increases when Lord accepts it. Because Lord is beautiful anyways.
Bhojane Sambhayi Dagaye Janani Agrajavasanadari Chalaye Apani. My dear brother, please come to eat. Bhojana Isa Bhai Dake Janani. Mother is calling you. Vishwambar then caught hold of his brother's dhoti and followed him home. Dekhiye Mohana Rupa Sarva Bhakta Gana Stagita Sabe Kare Nirikshana.
On seeing the Lord's enchanting form, all the devotees were stunned and they continually stared at him. So that is one of the lakshan of the Mahabhav, like devotee becomes stunned in ecstasy. So they were all stunned because the object of their meditation was right in front of them. And though they did not know, but yet that is the Supreme Lord there.
Samadhira prayahai yache bhakta gane Krishna rakatana karo nari sevadane. The devotees practically entered Samadhi. They were even unable to speak about Krishna. Prabhu dekhi bhakta moha swabhave haya Vinanubhave udasera chittalaya.
Devotees are by nature overwhelmed on seeing their Lord. Indeed, even before the devotees realized his identity, the Lord stole away their hearts.
Prabhu se apana bhakte chittadhare एकदा बुझीते अन्य जाने nahi pare. Materialistic persons are unable to understand how the Lord steals the hearts of his devotees. So materialistic person's heart is hard like stone. Lord has no interest. And therefore they cannot understand that how the soft butter-like heart of his devotees are stolen by the Lord. हे रहस्य विदित करिलेन भागवते परीक्षित शुनिलेन शुकदेव हैते प्रसंगेषु नः भागवतेराख्यान शुक परीक्षितेरसंवादानुपमा.
Yet this mystery was disclosed by Shukadev Goswami to Maharaj Parikshit in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Please hear now the matchless discussion between Shukadev and Parikshit from Srimad Bhagavatam in this connection.
हे गौरचन्द्राय मे जनिता गोकुले शिशु संगे गृहे गृहे क्रीडकरि कुले. When Shri Gaurachandra appeared as Krishna in Gokul, he played in all the houses there with the other children. Janma haite prabhu resha kala gopi gane nija putra haiteo sneha kare mane.
From the time of the Lord's birth, the gopis had more affection for him than they had for their own son. So here the description is of elderly gopis who were the friends and contemporaries of Mother Yashoda. So they would love Krishna more than their own child.
यद्यपि ईश्वर बुद्धे न जाने कृष्ण रे स्वभावे पुत्र हैते बड़ स्नेह करे. Although they never considered Krishna the supreme personality of Godhead, they had a natural attraction for him more than they had for their own sons. So this another quality of their devotion is being described, that none of the gopis saw Krishna as the supreme Lord. They did not have any idea that he's the supreme personality of Godhead. They just had that natural affection for him, which overflowed the affection they had for their own children. Shuniya Vismita Bada Raja Parikshita Shuka Sthane Jigyasena Hai Bolakita.
Hearing this, Maharaj Parikshit was struck with wonder. His hair stood on end and he inquired from Shukadev Goswami as follows.
Parama Adbhuta Katha Kahila Gosai Tribhuvane Matako Tao Shuninai. Oh Goswami, I have never heard such wonderful narrations within the three worlds. Never before heard such wonderful narrations. Nija putra haite para tanaya Krishna re kaha dekhi sneha kaila ke mana prakare.
Please explain to me how the gopis displayed more affection for Krishna, another son, than for their own sons. How is it possible?
So this is of course very strange because this doesn't happen in the material world. Shishuka kahe na shuna raja parikshita Paramatma sarva dehe vallabha vidita Atma dine putra vaka latra bandhu gana Griha haite bahira karayata takshana Ata eva paramatma sabara jivana Sei paramatma he Shri Nanda Nandana Ataiva Paramatma Swabhava Karane Krishna te adhika sneha kare gopi gane.
Shukadev Goswami replied, O Maharaj Parikshit, it is well known that the super soul is dear to all. When the soul leaves the sun, wife or friend, their body is taken out of the house. Therefore, the super soul is the life of everyone. That super soul is the son of Nanda Maharaj. Thus, the gopis have more affection for Krishna due to his natural characteristics of the super soul.
एहो कत भक्त प्रति अन्य प्रति नाहे अन्यथा जगते केने स्नेह न करहे. This, however, applies only to the devotees, not others. Otherwise, why doesn't everyone show affection for Krishna? So this is, of course, very natural. We see that when Krishna was there in Gokul, all the Vrajvasis had such great affection. But at the same time, the demons came to and tried to kill Krishna, but they did not show any affection. They were having hatred for the Lord. So this affection for the Lord is natural for devotees, but not for others. Kamsa diha atma Krishne tabe himse kene purva aparadha acheta har karane.
Why do demons like Kamsa envy Krishna, the super soul? This is due simply to previous offenses. So based on the offenses, Kamsa was always envious of Krishna. And not only Kamsa, actually there is this description that when Krishna is entering Mathura in the fighting arena for the first time, so there were 10 categories of people who were sitting there, and all of them, they were seeing Krishna differently. So the same Supreme Lord was walking in, and the women felt that the Cupid is walking in. And the impersonalists, they could see, the impersonalists could see that there is a light walking in. So like different people perceived Krishna differently. So Kamsa perceives differently from the devotees of Vrindavan.
There was also this demon, no, from there was this. He was a devotee. He assisted Lord Ram uh, during Lord Ram's pastimes, and but he committed offenses against Lakshman and other devotees. Huh? Ha. Dvivida. Yes. So Dvivida. So he was from the Ramayana time, and he was an assistant to Lord Ram, but he committed offenses against Lakshman and other devotees, and now he had become quite demoniac, and then Krishna killed him. सहजेश कार्यमिष्ट सर्वजने जाने केहति कवासे जीव दोषेर कारणे जीवार से दोष शक्र दोष नाई अतएव सर्वमिष्ट चैतन्य गोसाई.
Everyone knows that sugar is sweet by nature. But if the tongue is diseased, then the sugar will taste bitter. That is the fault of tongue, not the sugar. The conclusion is that Lord Chaitanya is the sweetest of all.
So the demons envy Krishna, then it's problem with the demons. एनावद्वीपे ते देखी न सर्वजने तथापिह केहा न जानील भक्त बीने. Although everyone saw the Lord in Navdeep, no one could recognize him other than the devotees. भक्ति रस चित्ता प्रभु हरि सर्वथाया वीराय नवद्वीपे वैकुंठे रराया.
The Lord of Vaikuntha attracted the hearts of all the devotees as he enjoyed his pastimes in Navadvip.
मोहिया सवार चित्ता प्रभु विश्वंभरा अग्रजे चली नैननी जगरा. After thus enchanting everyone's heart, Lord Vishwambar returned home with his elder brother. So everybody was stunned seeing the Lord. They could not even chant Krishna Katha because they were seeing Sakshat, golden Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And this Nimai Pandit was holding the dhoti of his elder brother and took him home. Mane mane chinta ye Advaita Mahashaya Prakrita Manusha Kabu E Balakanaya.
Sri Advaita Prabhu considered to himself, Mane Mane. Within his mind, he was thinking, this boy is not an ordinary person. He has so much of, attraction, like a magnet. He comes and we all get stunned.
Sarva Vaishnavena Prati Balila Advaita. कौन वस्तु ये बालका न जानी निश्चिता. Then Advaita said to the Vaishnavas, I don't know what sort of boy he is. Prasham Nishyagina Sarva Bhakta Gana Apurva Shishura Rupa Lavanya Kathana.
All the devotees then began to praise the beauty and charm of that wonderful child.
Namamatra Vishwarupa Chaline Nagare Punailena Shigra Advaita Mandire. Vishwarup returned home simply out of formality. Then, as soon as possible, he returned to Advaita's house. Bhaya Samsara Sukha Vishwarupa Mane Niravadita ke Krishna Ananda Kirtane.
The desire for material attached enjoyment never appeared in the mind of Vishwarupa. He constantly remained in the ecstasy of chanting Krishna's names.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
So thank you all for joining, and tomorrow's session we will have at a different time, 4 o'clock. Tomorrow evening, 4 p.m. we will have the session 4 to 4:30, because in Chennai we are having a bhajan program called Purnima Jamming 6 to 8. So it clashes with our class time. So we request all of you, please be there. Tomorrow is Sunday, so I'm sure we have holiday and we can join in at 4 p.m. and we will continue our session. And tomorrow morning, we will see you all for sacred morning session. Hare Krishna.